Hi, everyone. We have author Erica Dyer here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself.
Hi, like she said, I'm Erica Dyer. I am born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. Um, I'm a graduate of Coppin State University. I have my bachelor's in criminal justice, and I am getting my master's eventually. I'm
Nice.
like 11 credits away, so I'm gonna go back and finish it soon.
Yes.
I'm a mom of one. I have one teenager. He'll be a teenager in 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yep. So that's pretty much it. That's it about me. I work and I go to school. That's and I'm a mom.
Okay. And how long have you been writing?
I've been writing since I probably was too young to write about what I've been writing about. I started writing like poems and short stories in middle school.
Okay.
There was this like a free, you know how they have those free book baskets that come to the schools. My
Mm-hmm.
first book I ever read that had me like I need to write something too was Push. Before it came to be Precious, like it was in this free book basket, and I'm pretty sure they did not know what this book entailed when they put it
Yes.
in middle school. So that was my first real like, oh, if she can write about this, I got stories I can write about. So I want to say I was like 12 when I started writing.
Okay. The push was that was a tough read right there.
Yes, like I had to keep reading because I was like, did they mean to make it like this? Like they're not
Right.
spelling this stuff right. But like I kept reading it, and then when I saw an interview with Monique and she was doing the HBO special, and I was like, wow, I read this so many years ago, and then it came out in this big movie. I was like, hey, I could have been Precious. I could.
Oh. And how many books have you wrote?
Um, I wrote a lot of poems.
Okay.
I'm in short stories. Like when I was in high school, we would like me and this other girl would start a part, then pass it to each other, and we would like try to finish it. But actually, published books. This is my first one, and I'm working on part two. So
Okay. Congratulations.
thank you.
And are you self-published?
No, I went through an indie publishing company. So she's an African American woman from Maryland. Her name is Leslie Crawford. Shout out to her. I love her. It's Exposed Books. That's the publishing company.
Okay. So tell us about your first book.
Whew. So my first book is loosely based on Baltimore City Detention Center. I worked there for 5 years.
Okay.
And full disclaimer, none of these people in this book is me. Like I had people like, "Oh, was that you? Did you do that?" And I'm like, "No, no, 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 that was not me." But you know, when you're in situations or you're around people, you kind of eavesdrop a little bit, and you learn some things you probably shouldn't have learned. So, my book it follows three different women. Leilani, Keisha, and Ebony, and their, I guess, journey on love with quote unquote bad boys.
Okay.
But once you read the book, you realize like these are bosses. Like these women, like, yeah, they started off being the wives and the girlfriends of some of the most ruthless guys in Baltimore, but they flipped it around and they doing the thing.
Okay. And do you have the book with you to show us the cover?
I do. This is my baby.
Okay. And how did you come up with the cover?
I went through so many different like pictures. Like I was Googling at first, I was going to do like a picture of Baltimore City Detention Center itself. Then I was like, I don't want to get sued, although it's tore down. I was like, I don't want to have any dealings with that. And then I just Googled like women sitting down, women hugging men, and this image popped up, and I was like, yes, I love it. And my editor, which is who's also my publisher, she had someone do the lettering for me. And
Okay.
when she sent it to me, I was like, yes, that is it. I love it. Let's go.
Okay. And how long did it take you to finish?
Whew, that's a whole nother story in itself. I started writing this book when I left the jail back in 2013. But I got scared. I was fearful. I like deleted everything, then rewrote, renamed, recharacterized, But when I gave myself in 2020, the beginning of 2020, I said, if I do not finish this book after 7 years this year, I'm throwing everything away, including the laptop. It was all going out. So I reached out to Leslie, I want to say in July. And by August, September, I had finished everything and submitted it for publishing. So I would say roughly from August until September, that was like me doing the finishing touches. And then December, I released it.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. And what do you hope readers take away from reading your book?
Um, when I first started it, I just wanted to tell like the story of working inside of a jail as a woman. You know, female correctional officers get this stigma placed on them, like they come in there, they do this and they do that. And don't get me wrong, that happens, but it's more to it. It's more of a mental thing. It's more of an emotional thing. You're in confined spaces with men, and just because they have a criminal record don't mean they're like ugly or anything like that. So you're in there with them 8 and 16 hours out of the day, sometimes more than when you're, home. So I just wanted to shed a different light. And although a couple girls got involved in my book with inmates, they flipped it around and they made it better for themselves.
Okay. And you said you're working on a part two?
Yes, part
Nice.
2 should be out March. I'm gonna say it March 1st. That's the date I'm gonna say that it's coming out.
Okay, so part two is coming out much faster.
Yes, yes, yes. Like when I released it and I was placing like doing my marketing, I was putting like different little parts of the book on my page. And everyone was like, I need it. So when then I finally released it, people were reading it within 24 hours, like, hey, where's part 2? And I'm like, hey, wait a minute, it took me 7 years to get this one.
Right.
You got to give me some time. But yeah, so I've been writing, and then from writing part 2, it's like, oh, I need to write this version of it. I need to do this person's perspective. So if you see behind me, I have a whole list of ideas of everything.
Okay. And do you have a favorite character in your book?
I have a favorite couple, Keisha
Okay.
and Bishop. Those are my two favorite. I love them. I love them because of the love in the relationship. Like I love how Bishop loves Keisha. Like it's just that, like you got a guy you can like when he calls, you can smell him through the phone. Like that type of vibe. Like that. I love that. I'm looking for that. I want that.
And where can we purchase your book?
I'm currently on Amazon.com in Kindle version, so it's paperback and Kindle. Walmart.com has it. My own website is Erica, Erica Reads, Reads.com. Books a Million has it.
And give us your social media handles.
Okay, so my Instagram is Miss __. That's 2 underscores Rudy, Rudy. My Facebook is Erica. So it's Erica. And that's it. I don't have anything else right now. I just have Facebook and Instagram. Oh, Clubhouse is at Erica Reads.
So is there anything else that you would like to tell us about your book?
No, I just think once you read it, you're going to become addicted. You're going to be ready for part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to take this as far as it can go.
Okay. And what about your poetry? Are you going to do something with that as far as the book goes?
I'm working on a book. It's called Reconstructed Heart. I don't feel like I'm a broken-hearted girl. I feel like I've had some bruises, but you put a Band-Aid on it and we reconstruct the heart.
Yes.
If Meredith Grey can do it, I can do it.
Right. Well, thank you, Miss Erica, for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, everyone. That was author Erica Dyer joining us to tell us about her book. Make sure you go out and purchase a copy. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video below.